Hey guys, so it's been forever since I've done a crochet video, tutorial, whatnot. So, since I get asked about this particular question a lot, I get asked about crocheting in the round, but moreover, one particular method I get asked over and over about that is hard to explain in just words without a visual is the magic loop or the magic circle technique. More people tend to call it magic ring, actually, but they're all the same thing. It's just different names versus different people's preference. But anyway, just grab some yarn, a crochet hook, and this is optional. You can have a stitch marker if you like, but it's not necessary. But it just makes it easier when it comes time to find the first stitch in the round when you pull the loop closed. But anyway, unlike most crochet things that you would start out with, you do not start with a slip knot here. You're actually going to, in fact, take the end of the yarn and take your left hand like this, and you're going to drape the tail of the yarn over your hand so that the tail is in front and the working yarn is in back. And then you're going to bring the working yarn around, making an X this direction with the working yarn so that it is now in the back of this. It may help you to hold this point of the X, but you are then going to go into the loop, hook that working yarn, carefully bring it up. You might want to pinch that spot now, and then make a slip knot. Now, before you do anything further, depending on your pattern, usually you're going to make 6 double crochets into the middle of this. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's a different number, but usually it's 6, so I'm going to show you guys with 6. But anyway, it is very important that when you go in to make your single crochets, you go under both pieces of yarn, both the working yarn piece and the tail, when you hook and bring up that piece of yarn, or your single crochets. That's 1, 2, and you just go around doing it this way. 3, you're probably wondering why it's magic, I'll show you. 4, 5, and 6. I'm trying to go slowly for you guys. Now, this is where, whoops, the stitch marker comes in handy. You'll only need it for a minute though, so you count back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just stick that stitch marker between both legs of that first stitch, and this is where the magic happens. You're going to pull that tail shut, like this, as hard as you can, and you'll find that it has pulled this around into a circle. And now what you do next is you take that stitch marker out, being careful to mind which loops those were, go under both legs of that stitch, and you make a slip knot there. Now you might want to give that end of your yarn another tug to make it a tighter circle, but this is perfect for things like amigurumi, or for the tops of hats where you start at the top versus the bottom, and there's all sorts of practical applications that you can use this for. Basically anything that you crochet in the round, you can use this for. It prevents the little annoying hole that's normally in the beginning of stitching in the round if you do the chain 2 method, but it's a matter of personal preference, but it's actually very simple. Now from this point, for the next round, basically you would just chain 1 and then double crochet into each stitch around and continue beyond that with whatever your pattern calls for. But this is how you start out the magic loop, time after time. The only thing that varies is the number of stitches that you're required to work into the middle of that loop in the first place. It just depends on your pattern. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any further questions, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to help you guys. And if you have any requests for future tutorials you'd like to see, feel free to ask me. So as usual, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not already, click subscribe, leave comments down below. Until next time.